Hey, good morning. It's Mark Weiss. It is a beautiful day, unless you are looking at it through the bars of federal prison. I want to talk with you today about a guy who compounded his life by compounding pain creams, perhaps, as I would guess, having ventured into illegal drug manufacturing as opposed to actual compounding. Anyway, this is a guy named George Tompkins, a pharmacist who called himself the Compound King. He, together with his wife, ran a pharmacy in Houston, Texas. They somehow got involved in a compound pain medication scam in which the government alleges that $21 million of illegal, in other words, fraudulent billings were submitted to and paid by the federal government. At a trial in March, George was found guilty of a number of charges, and in June of this year, June 2020, he was sentenced to what is effectively a life prison sentence. He's 75. He was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. Now, his wife was also indicted. She either had a better lawyer or was probably also slightly less culpable. She received a very minor sentence, but she pled out long before her husband actually went to trial. There is a third party who was indicted, a guy who is a U.S. resident, originally from and a citizen of, as I recall, India. Who, when indicted, fled. So the FBI is looking for him, and whether they'll, catch him or not, who knows. Now, while there's a, big dose of sort of schadenfreude here about this guy getting caught, that's not what I'm trying to get across to you. What I'm trying to get across to you, especially if you're a physician, is that there are, in each of these scams, always a physician involved, because they need a physician. Actually, they need your license, and they need your DEA number to write the prescriptions so they can dispense the so-called compound medication, which is, in all probability, actually an illegally manufactured drug. In other words, there's no FDA approval for this, and it's being manufactured, not actually mixed up on a patient-by-patient basis. These things always end badly for the physicians, for the pharmacists, and for those who are usually at the center of this, marketers, who are making phone calls, running scammy websites, trying to lure in federal healthcare program patients who are in pain and who are then transferred, in essence, by sort of phone bank operators to the physicians who write the prescriptions for patients with whom they've had no prior contact, whom they've never seen in person, on whom they've done no history in physical. You get the picture. How do the physicians get lured in? In my experience, having dealt with this multiple times, it's because they're going to make a boatload of money for little work. And so it's these characters prey on the greed factor. Don't fall for it. Invariably, these are crimes. 10 years is nothing to sniff at. Check these things out 3-4 times. Don't believe what the perpetrators will tell you, which is that they've checked it out with their lawyers, even a large firm, who's told them that it's fine. Get your own representation, because you're going to need it sooner or later, either now, before you get involved, or later when you're indicted.